Daniel Cormier has finally responded to the massive backlash he's been getting online. DC has been all over MMA headlines this week after middleweight champion Khamzat Chimaev clapped back at his criticism, where DC claimed Chimaev relies too heavily on double legs. But that wasn't the only controversy. He also questioned the accuracy of Merab Dvalishvili's all-time UFC takedown record, claiming the numbers might not be tracked correctly. That didn't sit well with fans, especially since many pointed out that DC never questioned Khabib Nurmagomedov's stats when he landed 22 takedowns in a single fight. After days of heat, Daniel finally jumped on Twitter to clarify his stance. "I'm not mad at his takedowns. I'm just saying I've always not quite understood how they score them in MMA. I still don't believe Khabib got 22 takedowns. Merab is gearing up for a record-breaking 4th title defense in bantamweight history, set to take place in 2 months against his former rival Pereira, where the Georgian will look to elevate his name into an even greater elite status." And while Merab focuses on his legacy, Daniel Cormier recently took to ESPN's Good Guy, Bad Guy show to explain his point in detail. Let's dive in.
The MMA takedown is a problem. The way that they score MMA takedowns is the problem, Chael. A takedown should be when you go to the mat. A takedown should not be when you get back up and the guy picks you up and just puts you back down. He never lost control. They see, and Chael, I don't know why, and they called me in. They called me in, Chael. They sat me with the people that do the takedowns, and I still walked out of there going, well, it ain't a takedown. It's not a takedown. You're not going to convince me of what it is. They should get us in the room. Let us tell them what a takedown is. And then those numbers won't seem so big. Merab didn't get 20 takedowns. Merab probably got 5 or 6 takedowns. And he got 14 mat returns.
Reinier de Ridder just shocked the MMA world by quitting on the stool in his title eliminator bout against Brendan Allen, a fight that most fans thought would be a relatively easy night for the Dutch contender. After a dominant first round where RDR looked composed and dominant, things completely flipped. Allen started out grappling him, found his rhythm, and overwhelmed him from the top. By the end of the third, RDR looked completely spent. What made this moment so surprising is that de Ridder has been through wars before, showing toughness and composure even in bad positions. But this time, the exhaustion on his face said it all. He simply couldn't continue. Allen went on to celebrate one of the biggest wins of his career and didn't waste any time calling his shot. In the post-fight interview with MMA Junkie, he called out the champ Khamzat Chimaev, vowing to dethrone the champion if he ever gets the chance. And if that doesn't happen, Allen says he's ready for a clash with Dricus Du Plessis instead, promising he and his team are capable of beating top-tier middleweights, including Chimaev. Let's dive into Allen's interview.
You know, Chimaev and his grappling and everything, just that fight right now, like stylistically, how do you look at that one with you and him?
Yeah, like I said, I speak grappling fluently. I think his wrestling's really good. Obviously, we know his wrestling's really good, but my jiu-jitsu's really good. And I think I have a great outlook for that fight if that's what happens now or whenever. But I also have the best minds and the best guys to help me prepare. And no matter what, we'll be ready. Full camp, for sure. I'm ready for anyone in the world. I just was trying to be smart. I knew if I get him down again, I know I'm going to get him off. Like I said, I told other people that there's no way he could keep that pressure that he was trying so hard, squeezing so hard in the first. There's no way that he can keep that for more than 2 rounds, let alone 5. So I just stayed smart, stayed composed. Like I said before as well, I speak grappling fluently. So that's fine. You can have that round, 25 minutes, no problem. I'll move a little bit and try to see where he's going and how the movements are, and just keep calculating.
After Reinier de Ridder's disappointing showing against Brendan Allen, the MMA world erupted, with fans and pundits alike labeling him a quitter. Khamzat Chimaev even weighed in on Twitter, calling RDR a BS guy who gave up. De Ridder was supposed to be the guy to challenge Chimaev's dominance at middleweight, but after that performance, all of that hype has gone up in smoke. People began to wonder what Fluffy would have done to him had he not pulled out. In a recent interview, Dana White also chimed in, praising Allen's performance while criticizing de Ridder for falling flat and delivering an underwhelming result. With this win, Allen has broken into the top 5, and one more big victory could put him in the title conversation, though that's still a ways off. The middleweight division is stacked as ever, and even with RDR's stumble, the path to a championship remains brutally competitive. Nassourdine Imavov is most likely probably next for the champ, and guys like Strickland and Fluffy keep the title picture competitive. Do you think RDR can bounce back from this loss? Drop your comments below. Now let's dive into the reactions.
You absolutely murdered this thing.
Fight had the potential, but you know, you got to have two guys ready to go. And I think he looked slow tonight. He got out wrestled. You know, looked like he had trouble dealing with his speed, and then getting out wrestled too.
Imavov reacted with "Knew it." Caio Bajalio said, did RDR get injured in the fight or he just gave up? Real question, guys. Paulo Costa. If I knew it would only last 4 rounds, I would go for it. And Marvin Vittori said, De Ridder is a pussy. Joe Rogan just dropped a huge statement saying he genuinely believes a Jon Jones versus Alex Pereira matchup could be the biggest fight in the history of all combat sports. On a recent episode with Andrew Schultz, they broke down the buzz around Jones potentially returning for the White House event, and things got wild fast. Pereira seems set on moving up to heavyweight and calling it a career at that division, which immediately makes a Jones matchup a real possibility. The question now is whether it would be Jon Jones himself or the winner of the Tom Aspinall versus Cyril Gann fight stepping in. No one knows yet. And just to crank up the madness, Khamzat Chimaev has floated the idea of trying to face Pereira at heavyweight too, suggesting he's willing to go to absolutely crazy lengths to chase that fight. The heavyweight picture in the UFC just got a lot more unpredictable, and fans are already losing it over the potential matchups. Who would you like to see Poatan face next? Would you be interested in a title defense against Carlos Ulberg? Leave your comments below. Now let's roll the footage.
If John really thinks he's gonna fight Alex Pereira, he's getting ready.
Yeah.
He's at least getting ready in his mind.
Would it be Alex, or do you think it would be
Alex.
really?
Yeah,
So the Tom ship has sailed.
No, it hasn't sailed, but the big money fight is Alex
At
and
the White
Jon
House,
Jones at the White House.
Yeah.
Are you fucking kidding me?
Yeah.
Catch weight. Make
Yeah.
it 225 fight. You don't have to be for a title. Make it the bad motherfucker upper edition. The Jon Jones Alex Pereira fight will probably be the biggest fight in human history.
I mean, that
In
at the
MMA?
White House?
In MMA, but as a matchup, you got the greatest of all time in Jon Jones,
Yeah.
and arguably the most destructive striker that's ever competed.
Yeah.
No one's like that guy.
That
Poatan?
That's it from MMA Psycho. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to leave a like and subscribe for daily MMA news.